Why do you guys know so much about squirrel autopsies? You got a funny joke for me? Cool, let's stop the show. It's actually really dope. Thank you. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Picture? Yeah, that was good. Natural, right? I'm natural. Awesome. Thanks for coming to the show. Thanks for leaving this seat open. That's what we do. It's always my policy. I need to keep one seat open. Just in case things get weird, I can look at something. You know what I mean? Awesome. Thanks for bringing young fellow here. Yeah? That's so sweet. I never know, actually. Sometimes you see a kid, he's like, I'm actually 60 years old. How old are you, little brother? You're 8. Oh, wow. That's awesome. That's awesome. Got ID? Thanks for coming, man. Is it your first comedy show? Second? Who you seen? You forgot? Hell yeah, that's what I'm talking about, yeah. Not memorable, these other comics, I see. You can't forget yellow highlighter sweater, huh? That's why I wear it, gotta be memorable. It's amazing. My name is Sammy, nice to meet you, brother. What's your name? What's it? Zach, pleasure to meet you, Zach. Thanks for coming to the show. I hope this second show is better than the first one, because clearly that one was not good enough for the books. But I've been feeling really good lately. I've been eating plant-based. For those of you not familiar, that means that I eat only plants or animals that eat plants. And, no, we got vegans here? Some vegans? Awesome. The one vegan in Milwaukee. That's amazing. There's literally cheese everywhere. Sometimes it rains cheese here. You have to stay indoors. I get it. It's hard being a vegan in Wisconsin, you know. I love, what's that?
I found the cheesecake.
You love cheesecake? Hell yeah. That's my man right there. I love that. I love that. Was not expecting that at all. You are free to talk anytime you want during the show, my friend. I welcome whatever you say. You know the kind of stuff that adults say during jokes? They're like, that's not true, or that's not funny, or I don't like that. You're like, I like cheesecake. Like, yes. Yes. You're speaking my language. A lot of soccer fans came from Tel Aviv to watch the game in Amsterdam, but basically, what's that?
I got a funny joke.
You got a funny joke for me? Cool, let's stop the show. What do you got for me? What do you got? Yes. What's that?
The teenagers and adults go in front.
The teenagers and adults go in front of what?
Of the car.
Of the car, yes.
And the kids and the little kids go in the trunk. Well, where do the babies go? In the trunk.
All right, let's do some work on this joke. I'll paraphrase what I heard so far. Again, I gave you free rein to disrupt the show at any point, even before the climatic punchline, but I like your joke better. I like your joke better because the bit that I was doing only has a shelf life of like 1 more week. Your bit sounds like it'll last forever, so I'm just paraphrasing, okay? The kids and teenagers ride in the front of the car, okay? Where do the babies go? They go in the trunk. This is a very strange joke, to be honest. I don't know where it's going, but because it's told by an 8-year-old, it is somehow very adorable. You know what I mean? I don't advise for any adult comedians to come up here and do jokes where babies are put in the trunk. I don't think any babies should go in the trunk. I want to make that very clear. Sometimes people take my words a little too seriously. Do not put your baby in the trunk, okay? Was that the joke? That's good. That's awesome, man. You got it. You got talent. Now, I'm going to go ahead and help justify his joke a little bit more because babies can be very loud. And they can often cry, right? And it can disrupt your ride, right? You've seen babies, these little cry babies, right? You're past that phase. You don't need to deal with that anymore, right? So if you have a crying baby, put him in the trunk. Okay, don't repeat that anywhere, but anyways, that's the kind of the stuff the Israeli soccer fans were saying at the event, is what I'm saying. Okay. Well, this has been fun so far. I only have 3 hours left, but I always like to make sure there's a portion of my show where I ask the crowd, listen, you know, I've talked about a few things tonight. Is there anything that you want me to talk about that I haven't talked about yet?
Kashmir.
What?
Kashmir.
Kashmir. Oh, yeah, of course. The sweater, yeah, I think that's exactly what he was talking about. How did you know? He's like, is yours Kashmir? Yeah, it is. It's for sure a Kashmir sweater. Let's talk about it. I will say, I don't know a lot about the situation there. Do you want to fill me in, set me up a little bit, tee me off?
It's occupation as well.
It's under occupation as well, right? By India.
India, Pakistan.
And how do I make this funny? And when did the occupation start in Kashmir?
47.
47. Okay, so it's actually a year older than the Israel-Palestine conflict. So it's like maybe we have to solve that one first. And it'll be like a spiraling. You know, I've always thought about this. It's always like, it's like the IPs, like, you know, Israel, Palestine, India, Pakistan, you know what I mean? Like IP address.
Same issue, no rights.
Same issue, no rights, they're suppressed. Can we go live there?
It's described as heaven on earth.
It's described on heaven on earth.
Yeah.
It's a beautiful place. That's why they want it. It's always the nicest places. Sometimes I wish, like, because I live in Fremont, California, and nobody's trying to occupy it.
Elon Musk.
Elon Musk, actually, with his Tesla factory did. That's actually true. You said it is getting better?
No, it's going
It's getting worse. Okay, great. Thanks. That was about to find us. I was like, oh, give me something positive so I can find my way out of this hole. I was like, it's getting better. He's like, no, it is going deeper into the hole. Just like your performance, just deeper into the darkness. Like, what's next? We're going to talk about Diddy? Like, geez, it's just I think Kashmir will be free. I think it will be free. Yeah. Everybody get a Kashmir sweater and, what'd you say? It's Peanut the Squirrel. Y'all know about Peanut the Squirrel? It's actually a really up story. Because Peanut the Squirrel was a famous TikTok squirrel, had more followers than me, not envious at all. If you see it, so this guy had a squirrel. He lived in, I believe, upstate New York, had a squirrel, and it was his pet squirrel, which obviously, pet squirrel, you don't often have that. And it was a very cute squirrel that he trained it to do stuff. Like it would jump off of things into his arms, and it was very cute and like very affectionate. And it seemed like everything was all happy and dandy, but the government found out about it, the New York State government, and they went and they seized the squirrel and they put it down. Yeah, exactly, because they're like, oh, what if it has rabies? They're like, did you test it? I don't know if they even tested it. They're like, we got to kill it because it might go get the wrong acorn or something.
That's how they test it.
What's that?
That's how they test it, is they have to decapitate it and test the brain.
Oh, really?
That's why they killed it.
This is why I said adult heckles. I know that wasn't a heckle. That was a constructive. This is where I needed more of the kid. Like, give it cheesecake. You know what I mean? Like something. Hold on. I'm going to push back on this a little bit. That's the only way to test for rabies, decapitating a squirrel and looking at its brain? It's the cheapest way. State, dude. That's what I'm saying. It all comes back to money.
Not the cheapest, that's the only certain way.
It's the only certain way. Why do you guys know so much about squirrel autopsies? You're like, of course, everybody knows. You cut open a squirrel's brain. That's how you test for rabies. Who didn't know that? Is this unique to squirrels only or also... Really? So if there's a possibility that I might have rabies, they're going to be like, sorry, bro, got to cut up the head open. But you said decapitate. Did they really got...
Nervous tissue.
The nervous tissue, which can only be found in the brain, or can you also use like in the spine? So can't you do like a squirrel spinal tap? It's too small.
Spine is tissue, not the fluid.
It's not.
In the tap, you just get fluid out.
You actually need tissue.
Yeah,
You have to cut the brain. You have to like literally kill them and take the brain. Okay, for humans, is there more options?
Certainly you need tissue, but yes.
Are there people walking around with rabies? There's 2 survivors. You know them personally? Did you invent the rabies vaccine?
That physician was from Wisconsin.
Really?
The forest protocol, yes.
The forest book?
Protocol.
The forest protocol. I thought you'd be like, it's the Jungle Book. It's everybody knows Mowgli had rabies for a little while. He was the one survivor. That's the world we're living in. If the government found out about Mowgli, they'd be cutting open his brain, man. Sorry about your kid for this, but listen. So that's the only way, confirmed way to take brain tissue or spinal tissue. But would you have to kill a person to do that? No, you could do that. You could do like a lobotomy.
No, we don't kill humans to do that.
They don't kill humans to do that. Oh, thank you. So great. Thank you for not killing us to test for rabies. But squirrels, do you think, from your expertise, what do you do, by the way?
An ICU physician.
ICU physician. So do you think they absolutely had to kill the squirrel?
So for animals, you can do one of two things. Either to be certain, you have to kill them.
For an animal, you have to do one of two things. You can either kill them to be certain, which is like, we're certain it's dead. Well, obviously, if it's dead, you can do whatever you want with its brain, and you can find all the good stuff in the brain, right? Yeah.
Another way that certain people do is that they quarantine them for a certain amount of time and see whether they develop symptoms or not.
They quarantine the animal for a certain amount of time to see if the animal develops symptoms. Now, in this case of Peanut the squirrel, clearly did not display any symptoms. So, I mean, I would imagine there's such thing as carrier squirrels. Squirrels that are asymptomatic, that are still out there carrying rabies. Man, this is like, no disrespect to Kashmir, a very serious problem, but like, this is, maybe we need to address this one first. Like, we don't even have a way to test for rabies that doesn't kill somebody. That's crazy. That's crazy. Wow. Okay, well, we all learned a lot. Well, Peanut the squirrel's dead because they obviously did the first way. They're like, we don't have time to quarantine the squirrel. Do you think, let me ask you, okay, and this is not a lot of pressure, obviously, just because you have all the information in this particular case. You also have information too, which is also very alarming that, okay. But if you were in charge, you were the local doctor, the top of the doctor source in that locale, and they're like, Doc, this guy owns a squirrel. The squirrel's got 1 million followers. It's a very popular squirrel. Here's a video of the squirrel kissing the owner. But we're concerned that it might have rabies. What do you think we should do?
I'm not a veterinarian.
You're not a veterinarian. Clearly, yeah. You play one on TV. Yeah. What would you do?
If I'm suspicious enough that an animal might be harmless,
Yeah.
for the betterment of the humans, yes, you would have
For the betterment of the humans, you would kill the squirrel. What about for the betterment of the squirrel population? That's the problem. We're always putting ourselves first, you know?
He was rabies free.
He was rabies free. How do you know that? You check the brain? Oh, because they did the test after. Yeah, what a sad ending. They're like, sir, we need to kill your squirrel. That's the only way that we're going to find out rabies unless we quarantine it. We don't feel like doing that. So we're going to kill your squirrel. And then he's like, no! Ooh, yeah, no rabies here. Sorry about that. Do you want the body? Messed up, so messed up. Are you also a doctor?
No.
I don't even want to know what you are, man. What do you do?
I work for an insurance company.
Okay, of course. He's more on the technical side. He's like, what is the probability that this squirrel is infected and could be a liability to the local population? We can't have property values going down. You earlier said there was only 2 survivors
It's under test.
that you know of. That we know of. Yeah. Yeah, we could all have rabies. Well, no, there's no way of finding out, apparently.
I understand the last protocol or the last way of treatment that was devised was out in Milwaukee, and I think it's called the Milwaukee protocol.
Oh, really? One of the treatments that was done for a person with rabies happened here in Milwaukee, and they developed what's called a Milwaukee protocol, and that kept one of the very few survivors of rabies alive, making Milwaukee the capital of saving rabies victims. Go ahead. It's not just cheese. It's not just beer. It's not just rock and roll and Jeffrey Dahmer. You know what I mean? You guys also save innocent people. Innocent person. You save innocent person from rabies. I really underestimated you guys, man. You know?
Why did you kick that lady out of your show, the one who kept asking?
Why didn't I kick her out? Well, as you can see, I have a very high tolerance for conversations. I've been schooled by doctors and insurance agents, and I literally halted my show so an 8-year-old could tell a joke. So I have a very high threshold for interruption. Because a lot of comedians, they hate hecklers. They're always like, shut up, my trauma, or whatever. Usually a heckler says something, especially if they interrupt the show and they say something really weird. It's like, I kind of want to let them cook a little bit. I want to go inside and see what's in their mind. I let them talk for a little bit and they end up saying crazy that ends up being good content for all of us. You know what I mean? Sometimes it can completely ruin a show. It has killed a bunch of my shows. But it is the only option to get to the root of finding out what the heckler's problem is. You sometimes have to kill the show to get inside their brain. So, Yep. It's the only way that we know of. Or we can lock the crowd in a room for 3 months to see if they develop any heckler symptoms. But I did hear in Milwaukee there was a way out of that, so. Did you have a good time tonight?